HarperCollins presents Heat 2, a novel by Michael Mann and Meg Gardiner, read by Peter Giles. For my dad, Jack Aaron Mann, who inspired everything. Michael Mann. For Paul. Meg Gardiner. Prologue. At 11:32 a.m. on Thursday, September 7th, 1995, the Far East National Bank at 444 South Flower Street in Los Angeles was held up by three men: Neil McCauley, Michael Chirito, and Chris Shiherlis. A fourth, Donald Breeden, was driving the getaway vehicle. Far East National was a cash distribution hub with large amounts of currency on hand. Bank employees triggered 2 telco and 1 cellular alarm, but the signals went nowhere. The night before, Chirito had cut through the ceiling of the bank's underground garage to access the alarm system's CPU on the floor above and changed out 3 of its circuit boards. 20 minutes before the robbery, the alarm system turned itself and its video recorders off. At 11:50 a.m., McCauley, Chirito, and Shiherlis were walking out, one at a time, carrying duffel bags containing $12.8 million in cash. 5 minutes earlier, at 11:45 a.m., Vincent Hanna of LAPD's Robbery Homicide Division had received a tip about the armed robbery in progress. Hanna, his detectives, and units of uniformed police raced to the bank as McCauley, Chirito, and Shiherlis were crossing the sidewalk on their way out. In the next moments, downtown LA erupted into urban warfare. Hanna had been pursuing this crew since he arrived at the scene of a violent armored van robbery. Pulling in, he found the typical crime scene paradigm: the ordered regularity of street furniture, curbs, lampposts, utility boxes. And then the anomalies appeared: brains, bone shards, irregular pools of blood, the underside of an armored van on its side, like a petrified mammoth. The armed robbers' identities were a mystery, but what Hanna knew at first glance was they were a heavy-duty crew of Highline pros. There were signs, like discarded shards, leavings, that contained messages about what happened. Reversing how they got there told Hanna the sequence of events and about this crew's methods. The spot they picked had good escape routes, on-ramps to 2 freeways. They ignored loose cash, and the 2-minute elapsed time of the robbery meant they knew how long it took LAPD to respond to a 211. The skillful use of shaped charges to cut the precise, rectangular opening in the armor plate told Hanna this crew could go in on the prowl. They could do sophisticated highline burglaries as well. That meant they were capable of taking down a variety of scores, any way those scores needed to be taken down. And if they went in strong, they'd rock and roll at the drop of a hat. They killed 2 armored guards when one reached for an ankle-holstered handgun. They executed the third off a cold calculation. Since it had become a murder one beef anyway, why leave a living witness? If you happened into this crew's way, that was going to be your problem. Hanna finished taking it all in before speaking to the detectives, technicians, and uniformed officers from other divisions. Robbery Homicide Division was LAPD's elite major crime unit. Its purview was citywide. Hanna had the authority to appropriate any case in any division. He wanted this one. RHD took over. Working his network of informants, Hanna identified one crew member, Michael Chirito. Surveillance on him led Hanna to the others, except the elusive McCauley. Hanna knew, as a foregone conclusion, given this crew's proficiency, they were unlikely to leave behind enough physical evidence at a crime scene to tie them to it. So Hanna's strategy became to surveil them, discover what they were taking next, and be there when they walked in the door.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?